Welcome back, leaders. Today we're diving into the backbone of impactful learning, crafting training materials that stick. Whether you're designing for a boardroom or a call center, the principles of accuracy, engagement, and validation are non-negotiable. Let's build training programs that don't just inform, but instead transform. Let's start with the foundation: accuracy and structure. A training program is only as strong as its materials. Think of the instructor guide as the GPS for your trainers. It tells them exactly where to go, how to get there, and what pitfalls to avoid. The learner's guide, on the other hand, is the roadmap for participants. It keeps them on track long after the training ends. Pro tip: use our downloadable templates to standardize structure. No need to reinvent the wheel. Why does this matter? In a recent project, a client skipped the IG for a cybersecurity training. The result? Trainers veered off script, critical content was missed, and compliance scores dropped by 30%. Structure saves time and reputations. Learner Guides LG serves as the learner's companion, offering key concepts, real-world examples, and space for notes. They are essential for a comprehensive learning journey. This is where knowledge sticks. Now, the learner's guide. This is where knowledge sticks. Let's unpack it. Key definitions: avoid jargon without context. For example, SCADA becomes Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition, a system for industrial automation. Step-by-step instructions. Use screenshots, diagrams, or flowcharts. At CoolSys, we added annotated screenshots to our asset management guide. Errors dropped by 25%. Case studies ground theory in reality. Imagine a case where a technician used the guide to resolve a coolant leak in under 10 minutes. That's the power of relatable examples. Knowledge checkpoints. Mini quizzes aren't just tests, they're confidence builders. Use our knowledge checkpoint template to design these. Here's a pro tip: leave white space. Learners need room to jot down aha moments. I once saw a guide so cluttered that participants wrote notes on napkins. Don't be that guide. Now, let's talk templates. Our instructor guide template isn't one size fits all, it's a starting point. Customize it, add your company's branding, and embed links to internal resources. For the learner's guide, the vocabulary and matching exercise template is gold for technical training. At H7, we use it to cut analysis time and ensure easy cohesion for our LMS teams. Use the curriculum map template to align training with business goals and create a location for all materials to be audited. Let's shift gears from structure to action. Interactive learning activities, ILAs, are where theory meets practice, where learners stop nodding along and start doing. Think of ILAs as the gym for your training program. They build muscle memory for real-world challenges. Let's look at 5 areas of ILA creation that will assist in making these activities stick for our end users. An HVAC company's customer service call center reps were drowning in jargon. Refrigeration assets versus cold food assets, terms that sound similar but have vastly different troubleshooting steps. Confusion led to longer call times and frustrated customers. So we designed 2 ILAs. A matching exercise: reps dragged asset types to their correct definitions, and a video tutorial of S90-second walkthrough of a refrigeration unit narrated by a seasoned technician. The end result: call resolution time dropped by 25% and errors fell by 45%. Why? Because ILAs force reps to engage, not just listen. But even the best guides need fuel to come alive, and that fuel is interactivity. Up next, we'll explore how ILAs turn passive listeners into active problem solvers. There is, in fact, a magic formula to adult learning. Let's check it out together. The magic formula goes like this: lecture, demonstration, quiz. This approach ensures learners grasp concepts before applying them in real-world scenarios. Here's the secret sauce for ILAs. Lecture, deliver core concepts. Demonstrate, show it in action. Apply, test understanding immediately. This isn't just for technical roles. Imagine training managers on conflict resolution. Lecture, active listening techniques. Demonstrate, a role-play video of a tense team meeting. Apply, a simulated scenario where they choose dialogue options. Pro tip: use our ILA template to storyboard these steps. It's plug and play, customize it for any topic. Pilot testing prevents costly mistakes and ensures quality. It's a crucial step in refining training materials before full implementation. Learn from real-world examples of testing with end users. Their feedback is invaluable for making necessary adjustments. ILAs can backfire if they're not intentional. Avoid these traps. Overcomplication, a 10-step simulation for a 2-minute task. Less is more. Irrelevance, role-playing sales pitches for IT security teams. Be sure the task and those associated are related. No feedback or letting learners guess if they're right is the worst feedback there is. Real-time feedback is the best way for adult learners to learn and replicate the task being learned. Fix it. Pilot test ILAs with actual users. During testing, we have found that when caught, a mismatched exercise before rollout on average has a cost saving us a 20% rework rate. ILAs shine in a learning management system or LMS environment. Let's take a look at common delivery examples for ILAs. Micro-learning modules, bite-sized ILAs for on-the-job training. Gamification, badges for completing activities. Analytics, track which ILAs have the lowest completion rates, then iterate. Pro tip, use our knowledge checkpoint template to build quizzes that auto-score in your LMS. No coding required. In training, as in sailing, preparation is everything. Which brings us to the anchor of any successful program, pilot testing. Because even the best materials sync without validation. Now, let's talk about the make or break phase of training development, pilot testing. This isn't just a box to check. It's your last line of defense against wasted time, frustrated teams, and missed goals. And trust me, I learned this the hard way. Years ago, I led a power transfer training for San Francisco's SCADA system, a complex program monitoring the city's energy grid. We skipped a critical step, testing with end users. Instead, we sent the materials straight to stakeholders. That mistake taught me QA isn't about approval, it's about validation. Test with the people who will use the material daily, not just those who review it. Here's how to avoid missteps. Be sure to choose the right testers, recruit end users, not just managers. Getting the right feedback from the right user can save you time and headaches. Set clear objectives. Are you testing for clarity? Usability? Speed? Without the proper objectives, your tester's data won't be clear as you try to sort through it. Gather structured feedback. Use our pilot testing checklist to ask focused questions. Feedback is the key to ensuring the mistakes are corrected as needed. It also gives you a solid idea into what the end users are looking for. Iterate fast, fix issues before stakeholders see the material. If you have the ability to make a fix before a fix can be caught, then do so and ensure that you communicate the need and why for the change to your team. Final stakeholder review. Present a polished product with pilot results. The results support your entire pilot and solidifies the pilot with facts to stakeholders. Pro tip, download our stakeholder review feedback form to streamline sign-off. No more endless email chains. While working with some senior power systems operating managers for the city of San Francisco, we reran their SCADA training pilot. With new operators, magic happened. They flagged a missing step in the outage response protocol. As newer operators, they had some different training than some of the vets. This new information was quickly updated, and the process changes taught to the operators as most of the new critical processes were digital, and more tenured learners tend to have more difficulty with these tech changes. Operators also suggested adding a troubleshooting video. The video was really in response to the new age of learners. It's better to give them short windows of video than to sit them down for a lecture. Our goal at H7 was to cut rollout time by 40%. Stakeholders were only looking to cut the time to comprehension down by 5%. We at H7 were able to cut it down by 50%, exceeding the client's expectations. Happy users equal happy stakeholders. And that's how you turn QA from a bottleneck into a catalyst. Pilot testing isn't just about fixing errors, it's about building trust. Now, let's tie it all together and ensure your training doesn't just work, it excels. Let's bring this home. Effective training isn't about slideshows or checklists. It's about people. People who feel equipped. People who solve problems faster. People who trust that your materials have their backs. By now, you've seen the blueprint. Guides that structure knowledge. ILAs that turn theory into muscle memory. Pilot testing that ensures no learner is left behind. But the real magic? It's not in the templates or the tech, it's in the impact. Like the San Francisco team who averted a citywide outage because their training caught a critical gap. Or the cool sys reps who slashed errors by nearly half. Now it's your turn. The classroom or the boardroom is waiting.